Remember when your parents told you not to talk to strangers? Well, turns out they were right. Still, you, as an adult, should not talk to strangers. Today we're going to be talking about a crucial topic, why you should never respond to unwarranted and unknown text messages. Sounds pretty basic, right? Scammers are clever. We're going to talk today about what can happen from even a tiny amount of data that scammers can extract from you from what seems like a really innocent text message. Now, this is an extreme situation we're going to be going over, and we're going to show you how just a little bit of information can lead to a ton of information online and how they can use that to further exploit you. By the end of this video, you're going to have a great idea on how to protect yourself from fraud like this, and hopefully you're going to be a little bit scared because this is crazy. Let's get into it. The other day I had somebody reach out to me and give me a full transcript of text messages they had from their grandfather's phone with screenshots on who they believed to be what was a scammer trying to scam their grandfather. Now, everything was relatively innocent. But we're going to show you what scammers can do with even just a small amount of seemingly innocent information. So let's get into this. It started off innocent enough. Robert, who we've changed the names to protect their identities, we're going to call the grandfather Robert. The scammer's name is Anne, which is legitimately what they told him that her name was. So we changed their names. Don't worry about that. Robert got a message saying, "We haven't talked in a while. Have you been lately?" Innocent enough. So far, we're really innocent. Robert replied, "Who is this?" Natural response, right? But right off the bat, from the first text message that he sent, they now have two data points on you, okay? Data point number one is your phone number, which they could have scraped anywhere online or even just guessed. They have these tools that can just auto text phone numbers. So they have your phone number. Now they know that it's an active phone number, which is important because there's tons of phone numbers now. Not all of them are active. So they have two data points on you already. We're going to put them up on the screen and show how many data points that the scammer has on you as we go on. So it's still very innocent, but just want to show right now we have two data points. Anne then replied, "This is Anne. Who's this?" Robert then replied, "Anne who? This is Robert." Data point number three, your first name. So we got phone number, first name, and the fact that it's an active phone number. Three data points already, barely into the conversation, okay? Anne then says, "Oh, Robert, are you still living in London?" So she ignored his text message previously saying Anne who, implying that he wanted her last name, and just went right to trying to get the city he lives in. Robert innocently replied, "No, I'm still in Detroit, always have been." Four data points. Name, phone number, city you live in, and that it's an active phone number. Four data points, okay? Already. And it gets way worse. Let's keep going. Anne then says, "Oh, okay, Detroit is nice. Where are you working these days?" So we're not answering Robert's questions. We're just trying to get as much information from him in as short amount of time as possible, right? Rob then replies, innocently enough, again, he does not know this is a scammer. And this is, by the way, from a local number local to him. Detroit has an area code of 313. It was from a 313 number that was being spoofed, okay? So this is not on Robert's fault at all. We're not blaming the victim here. This is all innocent. Robert then replies, "I'm working at Henry Ford Hospital," and then asks again, "What is your last name?" So now they have data point number five, your place of work. Now it's starting to become a portfolio. It started off with just a number, an active number. It's becoming a portfolio of information that the scammer has on you. So Anne said, "My name is Anne Babylon. I got my name from my mother." And then Robert replies, "I don't know who you are." And that ends the conversation. So let's stop right there because basically the next couple of steps are the scammer trying to get Robert to talk on WhatsApp. They're saying, "Hey, yada, yada, you want to talk on WhatsApp?" WhatsApp is an encrypted messaging platform. Everything that you do on WhatsApp is encrypted, so it makes it not impossible, but damn near impossible for law enforcement to get access to that. Let's not talk about whether Facebook's in cahoots with the government. That's a whole other debate. Let's not talk about that. But he's trying to get him on WhatsApp because it's an encrypted conversation. It's a lot more private. It's going to be a lot harder for law enforcement to track down this person. Or another scenario is the number that they were spoofing, whatever software they were used, is unreliable. So it's good to get you in the door, and then if they can take it on WhatsApp, then they have just a better means of talking to you because it is encrypted, and we'll get into WhatsApp a little bit later as well. So let's just take a look at the 5 data points that we have right now. Active phone number, name, city where he lives in, and the place he works. That's actually a lot of information. Let's do some damage. Let's see what else we can dig up just using those 5 pieces of information and see how big of a portfolio we can get on Robert just using tools that are available for free on the internet to everybody, including social media. Step number one is we're going to be doing a reverse phone number lookup. There are free tools online. Just Google reverse phone number lookup. It's basically the reverse it's the reverse phone lookup. If you don't have the person's name, you can use their phone number to find that information. There's lots of these around the world. There's lots of these that are more accurate depending on where you're living globally. I've used these in the past, not for anything sketchy, of course. So I haven't had much success that route, but we're actually going to use WhatsApp to get some more information. So what we did was we took Robert's number, which we now know is active. We know his name's Robert. We looked it up on WhatsApp. Type it in WhatsApp, and without engaging in Robert at all, it brings up his WhatsApp profile. And now we have his picture. Not his last name yet, but we have his profile picture. So we know now, data point number 6, what Robert looks like. We have a picture of his face. Let's keep going. So many people set up social media profiles using their phone number. Specifically, I'm talking about Facebook. Facebook's always after your phone number, trying to get your phone number. So in this instance, we were actually able to just look up the phone number on Facebook and find his profile because we know what he looks like. So we matched that to his WhatsApp picture that we got, and we know his name's Robert. Another option we have is actually just looking up Robert and using Facebook's filtering options on their search to determine what city, because you can look up Robert's in Detroit. And then because we have his place of work, if we find the profile, we can, if he has that listed on his Facebook, we don't know yet. If he has that listed on his Facebook, we can pretty much match it up, but we're going to find his picture. Right? We know what he looks like. So it's a very clear picture of his face. So as long as he has a picture of his face on his Facebook profile, we're in because we know what city and what his phone number is and where he works. So in this instance, both of those methods worked for us. We looked up the phone number and we were able to do it just by not using the phone number, using Robert and filtering the options to the city of Detroit, matching up his profile picture because he had the same profile picture. So in this instance, both of those worked, and now we have his Facebook profile. And this is where it starts to get weird. Robert didn't have his privacy settings set very high on Facebook at all. Without being his friend, without snooping, with nothing. This is publicly available information. Oh God, let's read this off because it's going to be insane. We were able to find from his public Facebook page, without being his friend, we were able to confirm his place of work. We were able to find out his last job as well. We were able to see the high school he attended. We were able to see his relationship status. He's single. He had his kids' Facebook set up on his Facebook account, so we now had his kids' names and their profile pictures and all the other information that goes with their Facebook profiles. I'm running out of fingers. In his life events on Facebook, he had a few things listed. We now even have a further job history for him and what dates he started those job positions. Right? So we got basically his full work history, publicly available. And we know what year he graduated high school. His birthday was listed. The college he went to was listed, as well as the year he graduated. We had access to places he had checked into. So we knew his favorite vacation spots, what years he visited those destinations. We know what restaurants he's been to and what restaurants he frequents regularly. Again, I have to remind you, this is all public on the internet right now. No sketchiness here, all just basic above the board stuff. I can see his page likes, so I know what bands and music he likes. I know what movies he likes as well. More data points. And those will become relevant later. He even had a picture of his dog publicly available on his profile. Now we knew his dog's name, which was Scruffy. Put him up on the screen. Or a dog that looks like the dog. I'm not going to actually use any of his information. I know what sports teams he likes, as well as when he went to those sporting events. He's a big Detroit Red Wings fan. I'm building this portfolio. It started off with just verifying a number was in existence, but it's grown into this monster of information. It's getting really, really creepy real fast. Let's keep going. It gets way worse. Looking at his photos on his Facebook, which he had listed publicly, I found out that he has a sister. So now I know his sister's name, last name, as well as her face and all the same information I can access from her Facebook. I know he plays in a hockey league once a week, and I know what day of the week he plays in that hockey league and what arena it takes place in, all just from Facebook. He even had, and this is so common, a picture of his truck as his cover photo. So I now had the make and model of his truck, his license plate number, and with a really quick Google search, I found out what year that truck specifically was. So the year, make, model, color, and his license plate from his Facebook. If you're not seeing the warning signs now, I don't know what to tell you. But there's one big gaping hole in this. If I'm a hacker and a scammer, there's one big gaping hole in this information. We do not have his email, because that's what you use to make these accounts, and that's how I'm gonna further try to steal your identity and get into these accounts, and your banking's with your email and everything's with your email. All right, I'm just interrupting for a second. This video took so long to make, blow your mind, okay? I know it's not even that much. There are way better videos, but it's just me. Okay, I wrote it, I edited it, I star in it, I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to write. I'm trying my best here. So please subscribe. Consider subscribing. At least like the video. Okay, at least like the video. It takes a long time to do. So here's me begging to subscribe and like the video so we can grow, and hopefully I can at least break even doing this. So back to the video. Now, we can't find Robert's email directly through any Google search. We Googled his name. We tried to find his email. There was nothing there. It wasn't on his Facebook. He didn't have any other social media profiles, but he did have a LinkedIn page. So we checked out his LinkedIn. It gave us his further work history, which is all public. Didn't give us his email. We don't have his email yet. We're going to need that piece of information. I want his email. So there are tools out there. Specifically, we're going to talk about a website called Signal Hire. Nothing malicious on Signal Hire. What they do is basically you can pay monthly and you can get access to people's information. This is used for marketing, right? So if you pay monthly subscription to this tool, they give you access to people's information like their email, phone numbers, and whatnot, right? And we're not spending any money here. So what we did is we signed up for a free account on Signal Hire using a burner email. A burner email is an email that isn't really real. We just made it temporarily. So we used a burner email, signed up for a free trial, no credit card required, no money spent, no nothing, no personal information entered, right? Just the fake email that we made, basically. And we go to Robert's profile on Signal Hire. They scrape their information from LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has it behind the LinkedIn paywall, or not the paywall, but you got to have an account. And I think you got to make a connection. I don't really know. I'm not on LinkedIn. Without even doing that, when we made that free Signal Hire account, we look up Robert, and there it is in plain text, his email. And they even gave us his direct work phone number as well. So that's 35 data points, 35 incredibly valuable data points that we have on Robert. So you're probably saying to yourself now in the video, why does it matter? He doesn't have my password or anything, right? Why do I care? A lot of people have my email. It's been a part of all kinds of data hacks and breaches and whatever. He has my public Facebook. What's he going to do with my license plate and my dog's name and all this stuff? And, you know, he doesn't have my password, so I'm protected, right? No. So let's talk about for a moment what I can do with this information. If I'm a scammer, here's a list of shit I can do with this information. Identity theft. With your name and personal details, they can sign up for accounts on your behalf. They can apply for loans on your behalf. They can apply for credit cards on your behalf. At this point, we don't have a social insurance number or whatever the equivalent of that is where you live, but we could potentially get it. We'll get into that later, but they could steal your identity. Even something as simple as making a fake social media profile using your picture with your account and your email and whatnot. They can do that already, basically. Phishing attacks, phishing with a PH. We see this all the time. They can spoof your phone number and send a text to somebody, right? They can spoof your phone number, or they can come up with a new phone number, find somebody you know and text them saying that they're you, and they have this whole profile of information on you. They're going to be able to basically fool that person into thinking it's you. They can then use that to fish for more information from your friends and family, right? Very, very common stuff. Social engineering. They have this profile on you, so they might try to log into your bank account, call customer service, pretend to be you. They have a lot of your information already. You know, they have your phone number, all this stuff. They can socially engineer people and manipulate people into giving access to accounts that you don't want them to have access to. Account takeovers, right? They can try to hack your Facebook or your bank password. How many times have you seen confirm the last 4 digits of your phone number to reset your password? Well, they have that information. They have your email. All that lines up. Now they reset your password. They make the password whatever they want. They take over your account. Targeted attacks. So if they know that you spend time with somebody, if they know whatever, use Robert, for example. I know that he plays in a hockey league. I found his friends who plays in the similar league. I can send him a fake email from a fake phone number and say, hey, John, ready for hockey this Friday night? Hey, blah, blah, blah. At this arena, can I borrow $20 for gas to get there? You know, Venmo it to me. That's all it takes. Happens every day. Now, at this point, they still don't have the password. Right? You might be asking, they still don't have your password. I'm protected, right? They do not have my password. Well, let's put up on screen now somewhere. Let's take a look at the most popular. Let's take a look at the top 10, the 10 most popular password reset questionnaires that are used across the web. These are when you forgot your password. When you set up an account, you fill in these, you pick these questions and answers, right? What city were you born in? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite teacher? What's your favorite pet? These are things that you set up so in the event that you need to recover an account, you can fill in this information because it's supposed to be something that only you would know. There are better questions than others, but a quick Google search gave us the top 10. Let's take a look at these and we'll list the ones that we can pretty much guarantee that we're going to get right, ones that we are probably going to get right just by guessing, and then ones that we're not going to get right. So of the top 10, number 1, what's your mother's maiden name? We don't have that one. What city were you born in? We have that one. What's your favorite color? Might be able to guess that one. looking at all of his interests in his hockey team, might be able to guess his favorite color, right? So that one's 50-50. What's your favorite movie? Might have that one as well. He likes movies on Facebook, so we might be able to actually guess his favorite movie. A little bit of a long shot. We'll give that one just half a point there. What's your favorite food? Might be able to guess that as well. Robert visits a lot of burger places. Might be able to guess that. Won't count as a full point, but maybe. What's your favorite book? Nothing on his profile to show books, so we're not going to get that one. What's your favorite pet's name? We know his dog's name's Scruffy. If it was an account that he set up recently, it's probably going to be Scruffy, so we can almost guarantee to get that one. What's your favorite sports team? He's got Detroit Red Wings all over his Facebook account. We can absolutely guess that one. What's your favorite teacher's name? Probably can't guess that one. We have his schools. We have when he graduated. We don't have a list of his teachers. What's the name of your first school? Probably get that one as well, right? He has his schools listed all the way going back to grade school on his Facebook profile, so we can probably guess that. So, of the 10 questions on screen, 4 of them we can pretty much guarantee to get. Another 3 of them we can probably get. Another 3 we probably can't get. There's at least a 50% chance that if I'm trying to get into your bank, for example, your bank or whatever, Facebook, whatever it is, whatever account it is. If I'm trying to get in there as a hacker, there's a 50 to 60% chance that when I go to reset your password and I'm asked one of these questions, I'm going to get that answer right. I have your email, right? Let's say in this instance, I'm specifically thinking about resetting your email password. You know, if I go to reset your email password, then I have access to everything. Then I can reset all your other accounts' passwords. So we're really targeting your email. So if I'm a hacker trying to get in, trying to get to reset your email password, there's a 50 to 60% chance I can answer one of these questions correctly, reset your password, have access to all your accounts, and reset the passwords for all your other accounts that are tied to that email, just basically from Google and Facebook and a little bit of LinkedIn. I know this is extreme. I know this is, we're taking it further, but it actually can get a lot darker than this. There's 1 to 2, 1.5 more things that they can do with this information. This is where it gets really, really dark. And again, something like this happens all the time. Geolocation tracking. They know where you're checking in. They know your phone number. They know your whereabouts. They know where you go every Friday. They know your license plate. They know what your car looks like. They can sit in the parking lot, wait for you to go to hockey on Friday. They know what car you drive. They know everything. We won't play that situation out, but they can track you. Right? Full on. I could do it right now, just based off his Facebook. That's serious. Which can then be used for stalking and harassment. They can stalk you, harass you, key your car, whatever it is. Right? You guys can fill in the gaps. I don't need to paint that bad picture for you, but it's true. And one of the most disturbing things of all is selling this information somewhere on the dark web so that a real hacker can get into everything. I mean, I basically hacked this guy's life. I'm not a hacker at all. But if I sell that to someone with really, really malicious intent, they can get access to all your personal information. They can absolutely steal your identity. We talked about that. They can steal your money, log into your bank, steal your money. And they can even lead to something as serious as human trafficking. I have his daughter's name and her picture and somewhat of a schedule that we were able to find online, right? It gets really dark really quickly. I don't want to get that dark. Let's lighten it up. Okay? Put another picture of the dog on the screen. Okay, put another picture of the dog. Make them happy. It's got really dark. I'm not trying to get dark, but I'm trying to make you a little bit paranoid, like a healthy amount of paranoia is good for this. This all stemmed from a text message and responding to the wrong thing. I know it sounds extreme, but it's really not. It's a reality that happens every single day to people. So when you get a number you don't know, be skeptical, especially if it's a sketchy number. You know, let them text you twice. Let them call you. Get them on the phone with your voice. At least it's something. You know, that doesn't protect you either. We're going to do a whole episode on voice scams and how they're trying to steal your voice for identity theft. It's a whole other video. We won't get into that. But it gets dark quickly. So if you get a text you don't know, delete it. Don't respond. Could have avoided this whole thing. They'll think it's a dead number. It would have ended right there. As far as we're concerned, up to date, as of the date of this publishing, nothing did happen to Robert. He hasn't gotten hacked yet. I did say, you know, might want to change your passwords, add two-factor authentication to everything that you possibly can, further protect yourself. So nothing did happen to Robert. Again, his name's not Robert. We changed his name for his security's sake, of course. But it could have went sour. And this particularly ties into romance scams. Right? If you didn't watch our earlier video on how a woman got hacked out of $150,000 US, go watch it right now. I'll put it up on the screen. If Robert was lonely and this young chick texts him. Now they're talking and they're trying to build a repertoire with you, particularly to try to do a romance scam. So go check out that video, protect yourself. It's a good video, promise, it's worth your time. And that's it, there you have it. I know that got dark and I'm sorry, but you know, these are the realities of the world we're living in. This is the reality of the situation. Anything that doesn't seem right, use your knowledge. Use the information in this video to protect yourself. I want everyone to be a little bit skeptical about basically everything that happens to them for the rest of their life, especially when it's online. So subscribe, please. I gotta make it worth my time, and like it so it gets in the algorithm. I mean, you know, we're doing okay. We don't have a lot of subscribers yet, but it's doing better than I thought we would at this point. Basically for a year, I'm not expecting to get any views, but we're gonna keep doing it. So subscribe. Tell your grandma to subscribe, tell your parents to subscribe. Everyone should be using this information. Young people, for some reason, think that they're tech savvy, they can't get scammed. It's bullshit. There's going to be one episode published every single week, so make sure you don't miss out. My name is Josh. Thank you for joining me. Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're scamming everybody out here. I think that's going to be the official slogan until I get sued.